don't have to wear these orange shirts. Without guns on it, we do another set of shirts. They're getting oh. They're in with the. Yeah, let me ask Nick. Nick is the one who will decide that. Where'd he go?
There you go.
I think that may be what it is. Absolutely. That's why we reached out to you to make sure. I figured this way I'm going to be right behind you. The flag, is that okay? Oh, they took it down. Okay, never mind. Never mind. They had a big flag. Okay.
Hi, buddy. I'm good. How are you?
I got strange friends here.
All right, everybody, filter on in. Is this on? Good enough? Come on in. Don't be shy. You can fill in anywhere you like. This is your building, so I mean, you pay for it. So feel free to fill in anywhere that you can. Everyone all ready and set out here? Yeah, don't be shy. So I've got good news, everybody. I'm just freshly back from Sacramento, and I have AB 893, and it has been signed by Governor Newsom, everyone. This is good. I'll let you pass it around. Everyone can take a look at it. Make sure that's a good signature. Yeah, okay. All right, everyone, good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here. I want to start by acknowledging a number of individuals and organizations represented here today. First off, my colleague from the 80th Assembly District and a co-author of AB 893, Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez. And I know we're indoors, but you can be loud. It's fine. You know, this is a celebration. My colleague from the 76th District and also a co-author of AB 893, Assemblywoman Tasha Berner-Horvath. And then we have a number of local elected officials, the neighborhoods that or the cities that have been very outspoken about this issue. Del Mar Mayor Dave Drucker is here. Del Mar City Council members Dwight Warden and Terry Gasterlin are here. And Solana Beach City Council members Judy Hagnauer and Christy Becker are here. Additionally, we have representatives from Never Again, California, San Diegans for Gun Violence Prevention, and a March for Our Lives, most of whom you'll hear from in just one moment. So today is a landmark day for our community. Today is a landmark day for California, and today is a landmark day for gun safety, and finally today is a landmark day for public safety in our community. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom has signed into law Assembly Bill 893, our bill to end gun sales and ammunition sales at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. As I mentioned, I've just returned from our state capitol where the governor signed this and a handful of other bills this morning to advance gun safety in the state of California. While there are other bills that were signed, AB 893 is rather historic because it marks for the first time in state law that we have acted to prohibit the sale of weapons and ammunition on a state-owned property. This could not have come at a more appropriate time. The signing of AB 893 comes at a time when gun violence has shaken our nation and occurs with greater frequency, with a federal administration that has failed to do anything to keep us safe. And San Diego, we all know, is not immune from this violence. It is no stranger to this violence. We saw this in University City when a gunman opened fire at a pool party, killing Monique Clark. We saw this in Hillcrest on Valentine's Day when a gunman senselessly fired into a crowded restaurant. And we saw this recently in Poway when a gunman opened fire at the Chabad Synagogue, killing Lori Gilbert Kay. This is just in San Diego. This story is replicated across the state, across the nation, again, with greater frequency, with greater fatality, and we have to do something. Today, our message is clear. In California, we value people over guns and the safety of our community over ammunition. And this is evidenced by the fact that this community, the community that I'm joined with here today, spoke, and the state listened. And now it will be illegal to sell guns or ammunition on the state fairgrounds property starting in the year 2021. This victory represents a policy, This victory represents policy in action, not thoughts and prayers. We will not wait for the next University City, the next Hillcrest, the next Poway, the next Gilroy, the next San Bernardino, the next El Paso, the next Orlando. The list goes on and on. We will not wait for the next massacre. We will continue to fight and to advance gun safety in California. And finally, before turning it over to my colleague, Lorena Gonzalez, I want to note that today is a victory for this community and proof that grassroots activism works. We kicked off this effort a number of months ago in this very same room with many of the same people who are here today. And it is their persistence, their repeated showing up at the gun show, at Del Mar, at community meetings, at this place, in Sacramento. They have made sure that their voices were heard. And I'm pleased to let you know that my colleagues heard you, Gavin Newsom heard you, and what you have done is now change state law in a historic first, and I hope you all feel pride in what you've accomplished. So with no further ado, I'm grateful I went before her. It is my incredible colleague from the 80th District, Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez. Lorena?
Thank you. I want to first thank the leadership of Todd Gloria to really take what started as, and I don't even remember who approached me signing a letter. We're signing a letter to ask that this stop, to becoming, a piece of legislation and to ensure that this was driven home and to make sure that the governor signed this. So thank you for your leadership, Todd. I think it's an important issue. As a mom, I worry every day about gun violence. And I think that that's now unfortunately become a natural reaction for so many of us, that worry when we send our kids to school, that worry when we're in our places of worship, that worry when we go to the grocery store. And it shouldn't be that way. And so as somebody who knows there's just too many guns out there, there's too much ammunition, and feeling even as a legislator a sense of helplessness about what else we can do, this is a good start. And this is a start that comes from the local area that says we don't want the gun sales to happen on this piece of property. Well, you all did it. You should be congratulated. You should be happy with the accomplishment because it's one step closer to getting us to a California where we feel a little bit more secure. So thank you. Thank you to my colleagues, the other co-author, Tasha Horvath, and of course the leadership of Todd Gloria, and of course our great governor, Gavin Newsom, who signed the bill. But most of all, thank all of you who pushed this idea, who let it start as an idea and really developed it into a piece of legislation that now is going to have a lasting effect, not only for Del Mar and Solana Beach, but for the entire county of San Diego. And with that, it's my pleasure to bring up my colleague in the Assembly, also happens to be my seatmate in the Assembly, Tasha Horvath.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Tasha Horvath, and it is an honor to be here. And I really want to thank Todd Gloria, your leadership on this, going from thoughts and prayers to policy and action. This is the kind of leadership San Diego needs. This is the kind of leadership California needs. And so I'm so happy to co-author this bill. And I'll give you a little bit of history because my family's lived in Encinitas since 1924. When we all got done introducing our bills, my mom called me up, and she grew up in Encinitas, went to Palaca Central, went to San Diego. She said, Tasha, thank you for co-authoring Todd Gloria's bill to ban gun and ammunition sales at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. We've never wanted that there. So this isn't something new. This is something the community never wanted, and we have found, and you have found a way, together with us, to make sure we change how we're doing this. And I'll give you a second story. Right after Parkland happened, a billboard went up just a few meters from, or a few yards from my kid's school, pointing to my kid's elementary school that's advertised the gun show. And the community outcry, when I was on the city council, was great. We do not need the state of California making a profit on the death of our children. So this is what this bill is doing, and it is historic, and it is monumental, and I'm so proud to be a co-author. Thank you so much, Assemblymember Gloria. I'll turn it right back over to you.
And thank both my colleagues, and I know they're both busy, so if you need to hit the 5 or you need, well, 5 as well, I get it, I totally get it. We're going to transition to some of the community partners who made this possible, the people who really put this on the table as an issue that needed work, and of course that starts with the incredible Roseanne Sharp from Never Again, California.
I am Roseanne Sharp, and I'm the founder of Never Again. The Parkland students' hashtag inspired our name after the massacre at their school in 2018. When then Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom wrote to the Del Mar Fair Board that the state should not put the sale of firearms and ammunition above the lives of Americans, he gave us the courage to take on the NRA. Never Again CA found the crimes at the gun shows and alerted the board and Todd Gloria. Today, thanks to Todd's energy, commitment, and experience in protecting community and Governor Newsom's courageous action in signing AB 893, Del Mar is where the surf meets the turf. And today we add, Del Mar is where the NRA met its match. Todd Gloria. Todd has protected our community over powerful special interest. Now the co-authors, Tasha Bernard-Warfloth and Lorena Gonzalez, have told their communities that they will protect them against gun violence, and the state will not be complicit in the sale of firearms and ammunition on state-owned property. Their actions tell us that when you ask for protection from our community leaders, these dedicated elected officials will act. We thank them, and we hope all other leaders and legislators will follow their courageous efforts. Thank you, Todd.
Next up is Ron Marcos of San Diegans for Gun Violence Prevention.
Right over there.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm done filming.
I'm going to be really, really brief because there's not much I could add to what's already been said, which is spectacular. But I think it was said best just a second ago that the state of California should not profit off the sale of guns and ammunition, and I think it's fully appropriate that this be taken off state land. And I could not, we as a group, San Diegans for Gun Violence Prevention, could not be more proud and more grateful to the efforts of all of you to make this happen. So thank you very much.
And last but certainly not least is Natalina Blake from March for Our Lives San Diego. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Natalina Blake, and I am the co-director of March for Our Lives San Diego. I am here to represent not only my team, but young people all over San Diego and California who fear for our lives every single day. Ever since 2012, when the Colorado movie theater shooting and the Sandy Hook shooting took place, there has not been a day that has gone by that I have not thought about my life ending from a gun, my mom who is a teacher's life ending from a gun, and I fear for all innocent people whose lives may be taken at any moment. As the years have passed, this fear has only grown because there has been a standstill in our government when it comes to passing common sense gun legislation. This fear has grown because as a young Jewish woman, the rise in anti-Semitism and hate crimes makes me a bigger target. This fear has grown because those in power are putting more value into a weapon than into our lives. Well, I am here today on behalf of March for Our Lives to say that we value people over profits, and that we will keep fighting until we can feel safe going to school, to the mall, to the movie theater, to temple or church. Until we can feel safe living our lives, we will be fighting. I want to thank Todd Gloria for introducing this bill, and I want you to know that March for Our Lives stands behind you, and we will stand behind you as you continue to protect us. Thank you for setting an example and making me proud to be a San Diegan today.
I said last, but I'm sorry. I recognize we have a mayor in the house, and the mayor of Del Mar needs to say something. So, Dave, would you give us a few words?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Todd. And again, thank you. This is an important day. We have been working on this project for over 10 years now. It started at a person's living room. We thought that we could somehow work with the legislature, the city of San Diego, and somehow get this passed. But due to Roseanne's fortitude here and dedication, we have gotten it passed, and Del Mar can no longer be the highest per capita gun retailer in the world. So we really appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much.
I want to thank my colleagues and all the speakers for being here. Let me wrap up. I know we'll break, and I think you guys prefer one-on-one. So for the local elected officials here, would you just maybe raise your hand so that the reporters will know who you can maybe grab for some local opinion? Again, this is really something that started actually in the neighborhoods and bubbled up, and that's exactly how legislation should work. So I hope that you give some of these local electeds a chance to share their perspective and what they hear from their constituents. I want to just close by thanking so sincerely our Governor Gavin Newsom for signing this bill. I want to thank all the individuals and organizations represented here today for their support. This wasn't a couple of press conferences. This was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears over a lot of time to get this done. Nothing worth doing is easy, and this is one of those examples. Many of you were here from the very beginning as we took on this fight, and we stood tall against the NRA and the gun lobby, folks who fought us every step of the way on this bill. And folks, I'm here and proud to tell you that we have won. Today, we won this fight, but this is not mission accomplished without question. And unfortunately, we know that there will be more to do at every level of government to make sure, as was mentioned, that we can protect our kids. And so I'm up for that fight because I know that this is about making our communities safer, not only for us, but for future generations. From day one, that's what AB 893 has been about. And together, I believe we have done just that today. So thank you all so much for being here. We'll be available for individual questions. Thank you, guys.